to Lashon Rabim Loisanun. One of the Yasim Loisanun, and the next pasuk goes back to Lashon Yachid. Says the Ebenezer and the Chizkuni, two of the daily rishonim. I think is an extremely important halacha l'maisa. Taka, there's one person that's saying Ona'as Devorim, but why the listener is standing by quietly? Where's the outrage? Where's the protest? If someone's not moicha when someone says an Ona'as Devorim, he's included in the punishment, and therefore Amana v'yasim lo yisanun, and that's shad barakti eschem lashon rabim. Even though it's an anisan lashon yachid, if someone hears that I know and is not moicha, he's included. I think this is a tremendous halacha l'maisa. I always give this mashal. Imagine someone sits down by your Shabbos Suda. He says, I'm already 18 years old. I've been washing and eating for bread for 15 years. I'm taking vacation today. I'm not washing. I'm not making a moitzi. And he bites into the challah. So nobody would just say, okay, each their own. Depending on how much a kanah you want, but you're going to say something. You don't sit down by my table and eat without washing. And then if someone by the same table makes a joke about someone, or says a sharm vart or verital, why does it go unnoticed? Where's the zero tolerance for Ona'as Devorim? And that's the problem. We get used to it, we accept it, It's just a word, it's only a verital, a joke we call it. That's what the Torah is saying. You can't just take that indifference, an attitude. You have to be moicha. And if a person is not moicha, he becomes part of the Aveir. The next words of the pasuk, it says, Im anesane. What's the double lashon? Zok the kliyakar. You think you're only hurting him. Zok the barayadam. Sana, you're hurting me. Now this Grada we saw in the Alshich and Parshas Bahar. The Alshich learns the pasuk there. Saying which is a misi, the reisim leikach, dini Hashem leikeichem. Zok the Alshich, you think you're only hurting him? Did you forget that every yid is a chelik of the kaim yimal? And therefore, Zok the Alshich, you're hurting me also. And that's the pshat, the reisim leikach, dini Hashem leikeichem. Now, if this sounds like a guzma, I'm not hurting the person, I'm hurting this yid. Okay, that's not a big nest, it's a very bad thing. But how can it be saying I'm hurting the Barayayla? So I'll tell you, that's not a chiddush of the Alshich. Gemara says in Sanhedrin that Nunches, Hasoit Eloye Shel Yisrael, Ki Vasoit Eloye Shel Shchina. Gemara has a pasuk. Now, it's mamish hard for me to say this, and certainly to touch it, but says the Gemara, if someone smacks his friend, it's like smacking Kaviyachol the Shchina. Zok the Marshaf on Art, and I saw the Maral in the Siv Abasrei, it's in the same shot. It's very posh, it's very literal. Because every yid is a shtikal leikus, every yid has a tzelem leikim. So you're smacking the yid, you're smacking the shtikal leikus in him. That's what another yid is. Very vividly, many years ago, I saw a bach and he was very distraught. I said, Shmuley, what's the matter? They treat me like a piece of dirt. I remember thinking, is he a piece of dirt? Or is he a piece of Shechina? Ki v'soit Eloye Shel Shchina. And that's what the pasuk in Parshas Bahar, Zok the Alshich, is concluding. V'yereisim aleikecha. You're not just hitting him. You can be soit Eloye. It's a verbal abuse of Borei Olam. That's the hemshech of the pasuk. And this Zok the Kliyakar is also pshat in the words Anesan. You're hurting him. You should remember you're hurting me also, Zok Barayayla. But there's another shot in the double lashon of Anesan. Zok the Sephora Rafanort. True, you can't be Mitzayir Yasam Amana. But Zok the Sephora, if there's a Teit Eles, if you have to give them necessary Musa, then you're allowed. So we see in the pasuk itself that there is an allowance for Oinah l'shem Shemayim. And now we have to work out when that applies. But let's move on. The pasuk says, Parsh Mishpatim, if the person does chepa, another yid, one of the yosayim, something that's unprecedented probably in Kol HaTorah Kula. soy shemoy esh matzakosoy v'chora api v'rakti eschem v'yeshechem amonis v'echem yisoyim. I mean, this is a video of Arachim I'm talking. My mom is like, Devorim will not tolerate it. Remind me what I once saw from an Adam God. He said he's not scared of anything. He has tוכחה, he has emunah, he's not scared of anything. But one thing he's very scared of, and that's the krechts of Yid when someone checks. So I added, that's also emunah. This God who believes in the pasuk. If he's five another Yid, v'chora api, v'rakti eschem. So it's both an expression of emunah. I'm not scared of anybody. I have bariyah. But if I started with Yemen, I'm starting with bariyah. And as the chinuch says in Mitzvah Shilach Ches, even though there's no malchus on a Noah, but it's a lashon, a very sharp lashon. Kama malchus believe it suya shel egel biyad ha'odin ha'matzuva al zeh. The Bereshit has its ways of v'chara api v'rakti eschem. Now this is again very uncharacteristic of Bari Olam, v'chara api v'rakti eschem, and more so the sheichem amonis b'nechem yisoyim. You ever wonder what's the chiddush? If someone dies, his wife said, I'm not a children Yisrael. It's worse than that. He will get lost, they won't find his body, his wife won't be able to remarry, his children won't be able to yarshin. It's going to be levitik almonis, levitik yisoyim. That's the sheichem almonis b'nechem yisoyim. It's something we don't find by any other Issa. But Rabbi said there's more to this pasuk. It's interesting. Imagine someone will ask you the following shayla. His friend doesn't have a job. He wants to get him to daven for the job. So he's going to check with him and say, you know, if you would have a job, you would have an easier life. And he'll make all sorts of jokes to get the person to daven for a job. Is that mutter? You know, ask Barb, let's tell you else. I'm saying, what's the shayla? It's the Farish Gemara. But let's see, Baba Basta Tez Zayin, Penina Shem was punished. But I'll tell you even more so. Zok the Goyin, it's a pasuk in the Torah. This concept of L'Shem Shamayim gets punished, the pasuk in the Torah. Zok the Goyin, it's a pasuk in Parashat Mishpatim. Im Anes Sana Oysa, you're going to check with the other person. Why? So Tzoy Yitzek Elai, he'll daven for children, or he'll daven to get a job. So Bariyayim Shmoya Esh Matzakosai. It's not going to help. The Bereshit does not tolerate Ona'as Devorim. So I saw this and I realized this is our challenge. Mitzarecha, the supporter says, Adesana is, L'Teyelis is mutter. And the Goyin says, Tzoyik Yitzhak, even L'Shem Shemayim is also. So we have to go weiter. This is clear as we saw that the punishment for Ona'as Devorim, as Mechilta in Parashat Mishpatim points out, I'm not going to let this go on. Eschem, as we saw, the Even Ezra says, Harakti Eschem, Allah Shemradim, because if someone hears Ona'as Devorim and just lets it go, he's also punished. The Sheichem Amonis, B'nechem Yisoyim, that's the Merabah Matziyah. But then we see a Mechilta in Parashat Mishpat, in Parashat Yud Ches, that adds a whole different dimension to this sugya. Mechilta is also bothered by the kasha, why the double lashon Anasana? And Mechilta says, what I think is a famous story, they were taking Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Shimon, those are the two of the Haruni Malchus that we cry about in Kippur and teshuva, and they were taking him out to be killed, to be executed, and Rabbi Shimon turned to Rabbi Shmuel. I can't be sorry why I'm getting punished. I never did anything wrong. He must have made a complete cheshbon hanefesh, even machshava ma'isa, and he found nothing wrong. So Rabbi Shmuel asked him, "V'yamecha ba'odam etzlecha ledin oy l'shayla v'kvasi atidei shoyis v'koischa v'noel samlecha oy oitev talischa." Did someone come to ask you a shayla and you kept him waiting until you put on your jacket or put on your shoe or finish your drink? Did you keep another Yid waiting? So he says, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I think so. He goes, oh, that's why you're getting punished. And Shimon suddenly lit up and said, Rebbe Nichamtani. Now I understand why I'm getting punished. And that's the shot in the Mechilta. Ane Sane Echad Ine Mu'at, even a minor pain is awesome. That's what it means keeping a Yidden. It's also O'ino. But it's interesting, the story continues. Rabbi Kiva was one of the Arubei Malchus, and was also, at that time he was there. And when he saw the Gedolei Olam of Shimon and Mishmor were executed, he told his Talmidim, this is not a good sign. If such a calamity happens, that means there are tzaras coming, because Me'aron Nesef HaTzadik, you want to take away the Tzadikim. Those mean we better be careful. So I saw the Malbim on the Mechilta has a Go'enish Shipshat. And the Malbim says this is Mamish L'Shi Tosam. Because you look a little early in the Mechilta on the words Almona V'Yosem Lo'isamen, so the Rabbi Shmuel says, Lav Daf Almona V'Yosem, Hu Adin Kol Adam. But Rabbi Akiva said, no, it's Dafka Almona V'Yosem. Zokti the Malbim, Rabbi Shmuel explained, why was Rabbi Shimon punished? Klum Adam Ba, did a person come to you and you caused him to wait. That's Rabbi Shmuel, the Shitasai, that the Yisrael know is by Almona V'Yosem. But who didn't call Adam? So Adam Ba L'Yotcha, you get punished. But Rabbi Akiva, the Shitasai, held it's only Almona V'Yosem. So why was he punished? It must be that there are Nesef HaTzadik. So we see Agav, that is Almona V'Yosem Dafku Ona'at, is a machlokes Tanoim in the Mechilta. Why do we need two psukim? In Parsh Mahar, Lo'isayin wishes and Visay, and in Parsh Mishpatim we have the pasuk Almona V'Yosem Lo'isayin. So pasuk is not a kasha, because in Parshas Mishpatim is Almona V'Yosem Dafka, as the Chinuch explains, because they have Teshusha Koyach. And the Chinuch says a tremendous insight why there's this chayma by Almona V'Yosem. Zok the Heilige Chinuch, Mitzvah Samachei, the derech ha'olam, when a person has a pain, so ben koyvel aviv, a child cries out to the father that something hurts and someone's bothering me. Isha l'bayla, and a woman cries out to her husband that someone's hurting me. But Almona V'Yosem, who do they turn to? Eli. And that's Shemati Kichanan Ani. And that's why the Rambam, the Chinuch, the Smag, and Lois Seches all say the Issa Almona is even Almonas Hamelach, who has everything in the world, but she's missing a husband. And the tsar that Almona has, she has no one to turn to, is the special lab Almona V'Yosem Lo'isamen. So according to this understanding, it's Pashuan and Tupsukim. The pasuk in Parsh Bahar is for any person. But in Mishpatim, there's a lab miyuchid Almona V'Yosem. As the Re'em in Siman Kuf Pei points out, la'av or la'av b'shnei la'av. A regular person is one issa, and for Almona V'Yosem is a double issa, because the issa is a greater pain. It could also be that the pasuk in Mishpatim is being machadish even in Umuad, like we said from Mechilta. That is only regarding an Almona. So basically it's Svei Bazunder Dinim. But we probably all remember the Rashi in Parsh Mishpatim of Anart, where Rashi says, Almona V'Yosem hu adin l'chol adam. And Rashi obviously is going with the Shita of Rabbi Shmuel, that it's Lav Dafka Almona V'Yosem. But as the Minchas Chinuch in Mitzvah Samachei points out, Rashi Shita is the Das Yotid. Because the Rambam and the Chinuch, and we added the Smag, all say it's Dafka Almona V'Yosem. Rabbi Yoina in Sharet Shuva, Gimel Chav Dalet, Mamish makes it clear. If someone's B'tzayer and Almona V'Yosem, and Rabbi Yoina minces no words, the person B'tzayer Yosem one is Chayiv Mis V'dei Sharai. Pasuk says, V'chara Api V'Rapi Yesher. But even by a regular person, Galishmi Yisrael, there's still the lab of Loisai. So it seems that most rishonim seem to learn, not like Rashi, there's a special issa by Almona V'Yosem. Now the emphasis could be Rashi is not very different than the other rishonim. Rashi is not saying the issa Almona V'Yosem is to any other person. It's to a nefesh umla, to a tzavach in the heart, to a, what we call an ebachol, people that anyhow chepa. So it's painful that in every shul, in every community, there's always an ebachol, and people love to chepa. But he's qualified to be that nefesh umla that goes into the category of Almona V'Yosem. Lamaisa, this seems clear that there are two different psukim. And the Chavetz Chaim, when he enumerates the lav that a person's oiva, when he says lashon hara, so in lav yud gimel he says, be a person says Lashon in front of the subject is over on Ona'as Devorim, and last Pesvavi is if you say Lashon about on one of the Yosem Lefneim, there's the additional list on one of the Yosem Leisa. So whatever the pshat is, Ona'as Devorim is literally playing with fire. Minimally, there's a lav erasing lekecha. With Hamon of Yosem and Umlal, there's an extremely chamadika oynish of misa b'dei shamayim. And some say on every person we have that is. No, isn't it playing with fire? Is it worth it? To that the Shalom said v'chara api? I once thought maybe this is the pshat and what's otherwise a pliya. Mechabim choyshim mishpat tachcha of sifan the test, which is a direct quote of the Rambam. Although there's no chiyuv tashlumin when a person's kept with someone else, but ovain gadlu bein mecharv magadif la'am el shoyte v'rosh v'gas ruach. That's the psak of a Rambam and a Mechab. Now to say someone's a Rosh, I can understand. To say he's a gas ruach, someone shepherds him because he feels he's bigger, okay? But where do we find the Rambam pasking someone's a shoyte and the Mechab quotes it? You know why? Because it's true. He's giving up everything for nothing. He's playing out with Mitzvah Shemayim, or for a line, for a sharp line. Isn't it the ultimate shtus? And this is why this sugya needs to be clarified. What's included in the issa of Ona'as? Is it dafka Ona'as Devorim like we generally teach it? Or is it any action that causes seh? So we could say, Iboy Yisayim B'Kra, Iboy Yisayim B'Svar. If you look in both sukkim, V'hara Mishpatim, there's no mention of the word Ona'as Devorim. L'Yisayne, L'Yisaynu, L'Yisanum. The Mishnah, in V'Amatziyah, the Gemara Taka calls Ona'as Devorim. But it's not found in any pasuk. V'Iboy Yisayim Kra, the Mechilta, example of Ona'as in making someone wait. The Bavli, Nunches and Bavlitziyah gives a marshal that Lo Yitla Ein B'Halcham Mekach V'Shasha Ein Lo Yidam. Don't look as if you want to buy something and you don't really want to buy it. Here he's not saying anything. And I saw the Chinuch in Shema B'Ches. He says, be careful not to Mitzayah Brias B'Shum Dava V'Lo Levaisha, and he brings the Gemara Bavlitziyah. So the Bavli, the Mechilta, the Pasuk, all seem to indicate it's lav dafka dibur, anything that's mitzayir, another yid. And maybe this is included in the Gemara in Chagiga, Daf Hey. He has kol ma'isa lekim yavim b'mishpat al kol ne'ela. Ze ahoyre kinem b'fnei chaver, and in this bar, harat b'fnei chaver, you do something in front of someone else that's inconsiderate, and the person feels nauseated. You spit, or do something that's not proper. You leave a dirty tissue on the table. Now, the chiddush of the Gemara is kol ne'elam, even though he didn't mean bad, but you hurt him. But what issa is this? Why is it a terrible einish? Ken zayin pashut, this is the issa of Ona'as. It's lav dafka a dibur, but again, Ona'as is lav dafka dibur. The Sefer Chassidim and Siman Mendal is one of the rishonim. Afilu tzir kolshu al kol tzar b'tzar shu b'tzayas haverei yelayish tidei shamayim. So probably he's alluding to this issa. You look at the Shari Tshuva and Gimel Chavdal of the Yereim and Siman Kuf Bey. The chinuch that we mentioned, the Orcha Tzadikim and Shari Avzorius, all say lav dafka dibur. Ona'as is any action that causes seh. The Chayotam and Kuf and Gimel Aleph and the Chav Chaim and Chayyim Shmira, Perikidal, all spell out lav dafka ma'isa, lav dafka dibur. Any ma'isa that causes tsar is the issa of Ona'as. The Chazinish in a letter in Reish Yud Aleph, he said you have to be careful not to cause tsar to a chat, to someone else. The dibur kal af l'rega, the yesh b'zel b'isasa, the raisa, and he quotes the Gemara. The Stipler in the Kraina in Aleph L'nches, he says it's not a hefker belt, and b'yinever afilu mila b'teva achas, al kol asik lida zadin. I think there's enough to realize that we have to learn the sugya and understand how to apply it. So that's clear. We know the background. Let's try to apply it l'maisa. I think the first halacha l'maisa is Ona'as is lav dafka a person with malicious intent wants to hurt someone. Ona'as is when a person causes some. When someone does rock with a Xaviru or leaves a dirty tissue on the table, he's not out to hurt the person. But it's not the issa of doing something bad, it's the issa of causing tzar. And that's why the eitzah is to think. A person thinks before he does something, he doesn't do the wrong thing. It was a Mavalik Gemara. Gemara by Yakov and Dafhei. Kol Hasham or Chaysav Zoyche V'royi B'Shuas Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. If the Gemara says someone thinks, he shots up what he does, he's Zoyche to Yeshua. Even though a person has Hasham or Chaysav, but the Gemara learns Sham, he thinks what he does. And the Gemara gives an illustration. Rabbi had a very bright talmid that would ask questions, and Rabbi wasn't able to answer sometimes. But every day, whenever there's a shir, he asked the kasha, and Rabbi said, "Oh, good kifet." Once a year, the talmid didn't ask the question. When? It was like Yarchi Kala, and the whole city came out to hear the shir. So Rashi explains, he was afraid that if Rashi doesn't know the answer in front of all the balabatim, then Rabbi the Rashi would feel bad. So Rabbi realized this Talmud sensitivity and said about him, you're so sensitive, you're so thoughtful, today you didn't ask a question. To me, that's the eitzah to avoid Ona'as. Think. Yesterday's a mitzvah, tomorrow's a mitzvah, but today the rebbe, Rashi will feel bad. It's mamish like the Mitzudis Taicha that pasuk in Tillim, Kol Hasham or Chaysav, don't just do things. Put your heart, put your vision. Think. A person thinks, it's easy to know what not to say. But if you don't think, and people wonder, what's he thinking? The answer is, he's not thinking. And I'll give you a few simple illustrations. The Rambam in Hilchos Mechir Peri B'Dal Loch Yidalid says, if you're talking and learning, don't ask someone who has no shaykhs, no, what do you say? He feels bad. And the Mechaber makes the point in and passes like this Rambam. It's very simple. You ask someone what he thinks and he feels bad. Or another Pashat halacha that for some reason needs mentioned. People say something very hurtful, and you say, Rabbi, why do you say that? I was just joking. I mean, how do you understand the shigoyin of that? The Gemara says in Bava Metzia, the same sugi in Ches, Malbin Chaveram Ki'ilu Shoyfer Donim, Mamish like Ritzicha, Noach Yafel Atzmai Kivshin Shal Eish, we learned that out from Toma. The pasuk says, Mavis Bi'aloshin, Yesh Boy Tikimatro is Chorev, the Shoynim Cherev Chadam. I mean, there are psukim and there are sugis. That words are mamish misa. And what does he say? I'm just joking. I had a friend of mine, I was in yeshiva, so children would say a lie. I say, I'm just joking. So he told me, his father says, don't say you're joking, say you're lying. Because then you won't do it again. So the Chazal are telling us, don't say you're joking, say you're killing. Mishmavis. Well, some Taisvis in Soid that get on the days, the Shar Teshuva and Shar Gimel Kuflam the test seem to hold that a person is forced either Mavayis Rab, I'm going to kill you. We would tzad din, it's Yehrag Yav, a person has to give his life, not to Mavayis Rab. The Binyan Siyah, that's the orphan, Teshuva say for Kuf Ayin Beis and Kuf Ayin Gimel, Paskins Lamaisa that Mavayis Rab, like the Gemara says literally, is Loyach Loyach Shiapal Atzmai. And it's Yehrag Ya'בור. Okay, others argue, but in theory, no doubt, we all learned the sugya, we learned the sugya in Mars Vayeshev. Causing someone tsar is Yehrag Ya'בור. So how could a person justify, I was just joking? He's not thinking. I was once by a chassid, it was a full table, and someone made a joke about someone else. And granted, it was a good joke, I have to say. And all about the Mama's Talach. I couldn't be settled in Mavayish, that person were out. So I didn't know who the person was. I felt it's in private. I said, Rabbi, Mavayish someone. She looked at me like I came from Mars. She says, come on, why don't you chill out? And he said, I was just joking. So I told him, I hope the Bezin Shemayim has a good sense of humor. The the third Machayev, Noach Shiapol Atzmoy and Kilo Harvai, and you're going to say chill out? But you know, the root of the problem is, and he documented, he wasn't a bad person, Chas v'Shalom. A joke, you know, there's two dinim. There's a joke and there's a I know. But the Gemara says it's one and the same. It's also, that's the solution, not just the root of the problem. If a person takes words seriously, that his mother's biyad loshin, he doesn't say things a joke. The Palayoy, it's an error, I know, says the marshal, someone shoots someone with an arrow, he doesn't miss nebuch, and he says, I'm just joking. But the person's dead, you're just joking. And mother's biyad loshin. Chasam Soifa has a teshuva and chayshemish pasim and kuf ayin vav. He asked Chasam Soifa about a shaychit who was obviously a little of a joker. Went up to someone who loved doing bris milus and oil and said, my wife had a baby, I'm a chabad with the Mila, it's Sunday, and he told him where to go. And the moil traveled 4 hours to the bris, and he asked, where's the bris of so-and-so? He looked at it. So-and-so had a girl, not a boy. He made a joke. So the Chasam Soifa says, besides the mishpat issue, you made a person undergo these like sauce, he was over on the issa of the rishis of Noah, they revoked his license to shecht. He's not an halachic. He was an Ona'as. He was just joking, but he lost his license to shecht. You know, the Gemara says in Babamitsiyah that when Chesed Bayis, Kol Yardu Gehenim Oilim Chutz Mishloisha. That Yardim ve'ein Oilim. Habol Eishasish, Malachim Berabim, and Machan Hashem L'Chavero. And this is quoted by the Rambam in the teshuva Perek Gimel Halacha Yudal, and in the Shulchan Aruch Tachcha Ches Dalet. And the obvious kasha is, Machan Hashem L'Chavero is not the worst Chavero. People do it, you know, a nickname. Why is it Mamish, where Rambam asks, Ein Leichelik Olam Haba, and why is it together with someone who's Baal Eishasish? So I think the Rambam in Pirush Mishnayis in Sahel, at the end of Perek Yud, is bothered by this kasha. In fact, he quotes this l'alacha. He says, he's just calling a nickname, just making a joke. Ella, who does this? And this is the Rambam's lashon. Ella bal nefesh garua she'ein ba shleimus ve'ein ruya lo'olam haba. The Rambam is saying the avla is you think it's a kleinigkeit. It's a kleinigkeit b'mitzayim another yid. The tzaddik is only scared of one thing in the world, tzar to another yid. It's only a joke. It's a joke that the reisim lekecha dafka with this love. So he doesn't belong in Olam Haba. You know what the ticket to Olam Haba is? We all learned the Gemara. Hopefully you start that video, you'll learn it again in that Chavches and Brachis. They asked him, Olev, he's about to be nifta. Well, how do we come? Nimdeinu Orchas Chayim and Nizkim Olam Haba. So Amalek, what was the response? His haru b'kvoid chavrecha. So Zehiris min Adam l'chaver is the ticket to Olam Haba. And this person is living a life that is nothing to claim. I'm just joking. It's only a vod. He's not ready for Olam Haba. It reminds me of the other big kasha that everybody asks. The Gemara says, the Mishnah says in Avos Hamal Nechayim Berabim, Ein lechelik Olam Haba. Friends, when you learn in Shari Tshuva and Gimel Kuf Mem Aleph, a Reitzeach, we don't find Ein Lechelik Mahabo. So how can be Malbim is worse than a Reitzeach? So it's very good question. A Reitzeach knows the severity of his action, he'll do Tshuva one day. But the Malbim, you know, just a joke, big deal. And therefore he's Rachel in that Tshuva. And again, the root of the problem is we don't realize what a Vort is. And that's the solution. We raise them lekecha, Pniina l'shem Shamayim niskavna, Yardum gehenim be'enim oilim, and mutav sheyapol atzmai. It's just learning a sugya. So Salanti used to say, if you want to steig in any Indian, learn the sugya be'iyah. You'll see what the Rishon wants of us. And this is a perfect example. Some of you have a guest, and you're machabed him to say about Torah. And if he's not capable, he feels bad. You know, they say, Chassidim and Shinlit Beis. Mamish Kamat says, when an Ura comes to your house, don't ask him to do Torah unless you know he's capable and qualified. I told the Bachim Tapi, you go home for Shabbos, for Shabbos Chanukah, and you'll talk and learn it with your brothers and your shvaga. But if your father has no shaykhs to all this billful, you're making your father feel bad. And besides kibbutz, this is Ona'as. This is the Rambam's case of Ona'as, that you're talking to someone that has no shaykhs to it. I'll give you another example that's so simple after you hear it. Some people have this teva, they're nosy, pardon me, that's exactly what the bill says. He has to know other people what's doing by him. He didn't come, where were you? He was late, what happened? Why did the Rebbe call you out? Why did the Manal call you out? They have to know what's tutzach by him. Isn't it obvious that this could be a real Ona'as? He's not feeling well, he has a problem, he has an appointment with the doctor, he's trying to keep it secret. Except that Mr. Nosybody finds out and starts persisting. And Mamish he's drilling him. I want to know where you are. It's such a tsar. It could be somebody's going to be a little tefillah. I mean, there's so many possibilities. A person has something he wants to keep private, and Mr. Nosybody chapped, and he starts interrogating him. It's so painful having to fight with this person who's just hurting you. You know, the halachas ketanis, in Chelik Aleph Reisha involved. Different context, but he's not much addressing this point. There's an issa to try to probe and find out what someone is holding personal. Or the pelayoids and erasoids are a little stronger. They have to find out what's tutzach bayem. Now, that's a very obvious point. When you see someone does something, or he's going someplace, you don't have to know what's tutzach bayem. Now, sometimes, if someone doesn't come to shul, it's very nice to say, you know, we missed you, where were you? You know, you don't look good. You have to have that balance. Sometimes it's nice, and sometimes it's very painful. I'll give you another mashal. I think it's a mitzvah of Farsi, because it's so simple after you hear it. The head of the Chazon in a letter in Gimel Kufla Medalit, he says, if you want to ask a request of someone else, whether it's a friend, a neighbor, a wife, think carefully before you make a request. Because you think, what do I have to lose money? They say no is no. You're losing a lot by asking. Because if he says no, you'll resent it. Why do you say no? And he'll be upset, why did he ask that of me? So by asking, it's not like, what do I lose? You could lose a lot. You're causing, and the Lashon is, you're causing a period, and sinas chinam, umisha dvorim kalim v'rogel b'vakoshais, usoynei b'stonei. And I would add, it's a different manashah. You say, what do I have to lose? I'll ask. You say yes, no, no. You lose the manashah. If he says no, he feels bad that you asked, and you feel bad. Why did he say no? And he says yes because he feels that he's embarrassed to say no. So it could be l'sir by before. It could be certainly he's giving you what he doesn't want to give. The Kitzur Shulchan says that's why Sayim Matanas Yichya. It's a man of Gzela. He's giving you what he doesn't want to give. But you asked him, so he has to give. So making a request sometimes could be a real form of Ona'as. What do I have to lose? To lose a lot. You're putting him in a very uncomfortable position. Our big question, can you give someone Musa, which you know is going to be hurt? Again, you're going to do it properly. Of course, you know the pasuk, you're not going to give a Musa Baram, you're going to call him over to the side, you're going to talk to him gently, you do everything the way you should. But most people don't appreciate being told they're wrong. So here the question is, you have to give a Musa, you're doing it right, but he feels bad. Is that a mitzvah, or is that like Pninas Shem this Kavna, and he's punished? So we saw this support of this is mutter. We saw the going shot in Tzayik Yitzhak, but the emphasis could be it's not a steer. If this is a mitzvah of a chayach techiyah and you're doing it the way the Rebbe wants you to do it, it's a mitzvah. The other person feels bad. That's natural. No one feels good. He's told that he's wrong. The problem with Peninnah was there's no such mitzvah. Peninnah made up a new mitzvah. Being Messiah, a childless woman, so she should daven. So who asked you to make up your own mitzvah? If there's a chiyuv to do something and you do it the way the Rebbe wants, that's a mitzvah. You can't go wrong. Peninnah made her own chiddush. Now, I'll give you a penetrating example. I'll say Yiddu Kol HaDoivim. The Chidah in Shirei Bracha, and Yerdeas Reish Mem Aleph quotes the Lashon of Zoya. Why was the Mama Rachel punished that she was lifted young and she didn't see Binyamin? She died when in childbirth, and she didn't see Yosef to the chuppah because she was Mitzayir, her father loved her when she stole the Tefillin. They say Nizari. Now, Ein l'chol Hashem Shamayim Gedolim Yizu that Rachel stole how I deserved of her father, and I'm certain she meant L'Shem Shamayim, but it seems Adak Shebedak, it's the same concern. You're playing with Kibbut of Chamur Sheba Chamur, like Tishalmi calls it. Do you know that was the Ratzon Hashem? Well, like Rabbi told me once, I asked this question, did she ask Yakov a Shaila? Did she ask a Shaila? You know, what did she gain? She stole that by desire, so what did Lavan do? He went and bought a dozen more. So it was a Tsar, the Shem Shemayim, that didn't accomplish. But whatever the Pshat you want to say in the Zoya, that was Rachel the Shem Shemayim, taking away by desire from her father, and she was punished. So there's a Peniel the Shem Shemayim, there's a Rachel the Shem Shemayim, because the starting point is when you're dealing with I know, you're playing with fire. You're racing like Now, the Shaila is there a heter when you're doing a mitzvah? That we say, that's the mitzvah. When you do it right, then you can be certain that there's no other. That's where I understand this story. Rabbi Chanan in Kovetz Ha'aretz, Yivam Siman Ayin, he says, a lot of things are totally in kavana. It could be a veir or mitzvah, and one of them is giving teichacha. If you do it properly, it's a mitzvah, and if not, it's causing someone sad. So I think it's the same yesod. And I think I will quote the Rav Shulchan Aruch, and he'll say, no, Gnei B'Simen Chavtes, Ma'oid, it's not typical of the Rav to repeat something, but Ma'oid, Tzarech Lizor, so the Vayis Shum Adam Yisrael, Bein Mediva, Bein Mamaisa, Afilu Oisa Maisa Toiv. And the Rav's Raya is the incredible story in Ksubit of Samazayin and the days where Marukva gave tzedakah privately, he worked it out to give tzedakah privately, and once he was, quote, caught in the act by the Oni, who wanted to know who's giving me tzedakah. And the Gemara said, Marukva ran into the oven and almost got burnt. But mutar sheyapol atzmo kivsharaish. So the Rav learns from this, you're doing a mitzvah, you're doing something that's so beautiful, but you're hurting someone's feelings, it's mutar sheyapol atzmo. You know, like the Bible says, noyach le'la'odom sheyapol atzmo. It doesn't say chayiv, because Tama didn't have a Torah, doesn't have chayiv. But Tama without a Torah felt it's easier. It's easier to jump into a fire than Mavayish Nachayid. No? So, how could we take the liberty of saying L'Shem Shamayim? If the Torah gives us a chiyuv, you do it, and fine. But otherwise, to make Egina Hamtzois, own chiyuvim, then you're playing with fire. What's included, I know, that's not Devorim. So a simple marshal is what we call Gezel Sheina. You know, we call it Gezel Sheina. I don't think it's Mamish Gezela, but it's definitely Ona'as. I saw the Carol of David and Simon Yud Ches says with Abba Pashit, if someone wakes up someone else, he's Oivan Gezel Sheina. Whether he makes noise at night that the person can't fall asleep, or he wakes up in the middle of the night or in the morning, disturbing him even though he's going to learn. Waking up someone else, that's Gezel Sheina, and the person is very helpless. Moshe Schwab, the Mashgiach Gate said, in Marchelev Aleph Reish Tamach Zayin, he says, he heard this from Rabbi Chanan, who witnessed this story. It was Rabbi Chanan used to go back from Baranovich to Rabin to spend El with the Chafetz Chaim. And it was once, that typical El, it was very cloudy, and there was no Kiddush Levana. So the other went back to sleep. It seems a while later the Levana came out, and the Chanan was up, the Chafetz Chaim was up, but the Rad and Rosh Yeshiva, Moshe Linsky, was ready to sleep. So Rabbi Chanan asked the Chafetz Chaim, should I wake up the Rosh Yeshiva, Moshe Linsky, to say Kiddush Levana? So I'll quote his Lashon. Rabbi Chanan told Rabbi Shishwab, and I'm just reading his Lashon, right from the Sefer. His stakel alai kim eturif, he looked at me like I was crazy. Leheir Adam, O'im Ator Shufi, are you normal? Waking up another heat. I don't know which day it was in the month, but the Chafetz Chaim's reaction was, you're waking up another heat? So it's unthinkable how, Bachim in a dormitory, or they make noise at night, in the morning, whatever it is, but this is a real Ona'as Devorim. It's not Devorim, but it's Ona'as. It's something that a person, like the Rambam says that, what's Ona'as? Like Yuchel Lagam, he can't be stifled. He's laying in bed, he's tossing and turning, and then making noise, and then commanding. It's something that's so disturbing. Obviously, the driving say atrocities, maybe in some ways that's the right word, double parking, blocking someone's driveway. Vu state is in the Torah. A person is about to plot, he can't get out. Erev Shabbos, someone double parks. Mama's like the chinuch says, he do something, and he can't deal with it. I once saw a bumper saying, dry, also would have a Yisrael, but this is worse, this is mamash I know. Pam once said, Barab, in front of a few hundred haters, pardon me for saying it, but he never thought to say, people use the bathroom and they leave it when it's unclean to the next person. Mamash I know, she'en kamoy. Yakov once said, Pshat in the Rabbi, it's the beginning of Simon Tzadik Ches, you're not allowed to kiss children in Beis Medrash to show ein havak avas hamokim. So Yakov said, maybe there's another cheshbon in a shul where there's so many people, there's always someone without children. Kissing your own child, you're accentuating his pain that he doesn't have a child. But look at the Sefer Chassidim, Tov Reish Lamed Tes, the Mama Shiva. It was a minute to kiss the father after getting aliyah, and the father says, no, not in shul, because someone else doesn't have a child. It's a sensitivity that after you think about it, it's pashut. You know, people talk about their son to someone else. Your son's a become a chacham, but his son's off the derech. You know, why are you talking about your son? Or you talking about your father? And yet the person doesn't have a father. I heard this from Yosem, that the most painful experience of being a Yosem when people spoke with insensitivity to him. About their father, they go with their father. These are Dvarim pshutim. You know, the person talking how busy he is at work, he can't be silent. And the person you're talking to has no job. You know, it's something that's so simple if you're Shamar Chaysim, if you think. I'll give you another mashal, I'll give you a mitzvah farsim. Not to keep someone waiting. You make up a time, we're going to the chasana at 10, we're going to learn at 8, or whatever it is, you make up a time, keep the time. I mean, we saw the Mechilta, that Reb Shimon understood why he's punished, he kept the person waiting. He didn't do anything wrong, he was a Rav, someone came to him, needed his expertise, he was putting on his jacket or applying his shoe, but to keep a Yid waiting is unthinkable. I saw the Marsham in his chuvas, the Mavod in Chuv B'chlal. Someone asked him that if he gets a letter, does he have to respond, does he have to go do with the stamp? So Marsham discusses that, and then he writes in his Chelik Beis and Reish Yud, the Baruch knows that how many times I warn my family, if someone comes to ask me a shayla, even if I'm in the middle of eating or I'm sleeping, they should wake me up, because you can't keep a Yid waiting. Rabbi Ruchim in Das third Pash Mishpatim, he says, you know how much I suffer? My Seder, Ruchim was a kelm, by him Seder was everything, but I give up my whole Seder, by being Masuda, I keep my door, my office open all times, because I can't keep a bacha waiting. Talking about people that are being moist in nefesh to keep someone waiting. So we do make up a time, keep the time. I once said this to Rabbi, someone came up with this, but what about Jewish time? I asked him, what's Jewish about being with Siren of the Yid? What's Jewish about keeping someone waiting? I heard this from a Talmud of Mir Yeshiva, must be thankful in front of thousands of people in Mir Yeshiva, right before Tkiyas. Said, you want a Kabbalah for the new year? Be makabel to keep a time, keep a word, and don't be late. So when someone's waiting, every minute is like an hour. It's mamish like the chinuch says he can't be silent. And last but not least is who's included in this issa of Ona'as Devorim. So there's no doubt about it that a katan is very much part of this sugya. Being ma'ana a katan is very much part of the issa. He's not mechuyev mitzvahs, and he says he's not a bardas and all that, but that has nothing to do with our sugya. Iboyis ein mikro, iboyis ein masvar. First of all, the Rambam, Beis Vavches, the chinuch Shalom Bayis, the version that applies to a katan, the Chavetz Chaim, the Kitzur Chonor, the Minyan all say what in katan. But the point is, iboyis ein masvar. As the Prima Godim writes, if a person Chalula kills a katan, does he think it's mutter because he's not a bar chiyuva? And Mitzayir a katan with words or with an action? And I would add that the katan is also the nefesh umlo. He's helpless. You heard him? That's why. And our Pam once spoke by convention about this. You know, people chep a katan, they play with the katan, they take it, they hide his chavos on this side, that side, they hide it him because you know he's good game. He can't fight back. But that's heter Torah. Matisyo in the Sefer on Shari Tshuva writes what he heard from a cousin of his who was once in davening in the Chazanish's private minion. Chazanish had a little shul in his house, and he was talking to the Chazanish, and the children were running back and forth. And one of them knocked the Chazanish, almost knocked him down. So Matzios cousin went up and said, what are you doing? You almost heard to go like that. Chazanish said, you know you over on the Issa or no? So he says, Rebbe, we have to mechanech him. Because it's not your child, it's not your business. Chinuch is for a father or a rebbe. You know how many machlokes would be saying if people wouldn't be mechanech someone else's children? What gives you the right to tell my child what to do, right? But it's more than that. If there's no mitzvah of chinuch, is it Issa or no? So another story of the Chazanish, someone saw his son did something that was a Safik Muktzah, so he gave him Musa. Chazanish says, your son did a Safik Yisra Rabbanan, and you did a Bala Yisra Raisa of Ona'as. It's a big effect, but it's also possible. Ona'as to one's own son is the same Nissa. Maybe it's even worse. I would say it's worse. Like the Chinuch's understanding, Ben Koi B'la'aviv, a child runs for the father. But if you Messiah your own child, he can't run to you. What's more question is the Messiah a Yosef. The Teshuva spells it out. I will say it again. What's mimicking Shamim? The Mishnah and Kuf Nun Vav Sifka and Dalet quotes this l'alacha. What's considered a Yosef? What age? Until he could manage on his own. And brother, I saw the Katachayim Sifka and Dalet says 20 might be the age no longer a Yosef, but basically until 20, a child can be a Yosef. Okay, we did see the Severity that Vatayelus is mutter, and I would read the unusual lashon of the chinuch of mitzvah samachay. Taka, it's mutter to give musa to a yosef, a rebbe, or whatever the context it may be. But mitzvah lahakol b'hem yois mishar kol adam, and he says, but be careful. You're allowed to do it, but be careful. So when a person has to give musa to a yosef, he has to do it if he knows he's doing, but remember you're playing with fire. I should add, when a person loses a spouse, besides losing a spouse, he has now a house full of Yisraelim. Our own children are also considered Yosef, and that's possible. As far as the Issa of Almana, so as the Chinuch explains, Isha Kevelis Levayla. Now she has no one to turn to. It would make sense to say once she remarries, there's no longer an Issa of Almana. What is a Maril? It's in the back of the Sefer and Hagi Maril. The Kutim Aleph, Maril remarried the Sivik Sheni, and he gave his rebbe, the second rebbe, an extra covenant. Why? Because he realized she was an Almana. Because he was an Alman who remarried Almana. So it realizes from this Maril that even if she remarries, there's still an Issa Almana Loisan. Evidently, she still has the pain of losing her first husband. The Shevet Agassi has a beautiful tshuva here, Aleph Shin Nun Tes, and he develops this theme. He says the Yahweh Bells also had a Zivik Sheni who remarried Almana, and he gave her extraordinary covet because he says he's dealing with an Almana. Even though she was remarried to him, but the pain of losing the first husband never goes away. Now, Avada, it's Pashit, one's own mother or mother-in-law, she's an Almana, so she's an Almana. The same Chiyuv applies. It's Lav Daf Yeren's Almana. Even one's own parent. So besides keep it up, there's also the mitzvah of Leiv Almana Arna. Don't forget, Eoiv said it's a special schus, someone that brings simcha to Almana's heart. Leiv Almana Arna. Well, let's be a little more positive. But the Rambam and Hilchos Megillah, Berib Beis, Achlochi Yizayim, there's ein simcha d'doyla mufu'or el sameach leiv aniyim v'yisayim v'almanas. Ein simcha, there's no bigger simcha that hits hard than giving simcha to those unfortunate. Shem sameach leiv hamlo ma'elu doim l'shchina shenem l'achyesh v'yoshvom l'achyesh leiv v'koyim. Someone that has an almana in the neighborhood, parent, whatever it may be, is an opportunity, a daily opportunity of leiv almana arnon, of bringing the greatest simcha that is similar to bariyah. Without doubt, is the most important what the Gemara says about Messiah that Nuntes, the oil mi ha'adam zoyer by Ona'as ishtay. Shemetoy shedemaslim etzuya Ona'as kroiva. There's a special answer to the whole sugya, which is so frightening as it is, but be careful more so of one's wife. What's the pshat? Because women cry easily, and that's a terrible ayah. And the verse of Yirei about that. And I once add a little hezbollah to this. I know the story of an God, I won't say his name. But he was once involved with a person that was being Mitzayir his wife. He says, why are you being Mitzayir in Almana? Wasn't that right? Rebbe, she's my wife. Why you inside Almana? Yes, Rebbe, she's my wife. He said, you don't understand. The Chidduch explains why is there a special einish on Mitzayim Almana? Isha Kavelas Lebayim. In this case, if the husband is not the source of comfort, but the source of a misery, she's an Almana B'chaya Bala. Isn't that true? The significance of a married couple, that the wife has the husband for solace, for support. But if the husband is the source of her Agmas Nefesh, she's an Almana. That's the oimik of La'olim Ya'adam Zoy by Noas Ishtay. The Maral, both the Yakov and the Sivavasreya says, there's a special pain when a husband causes tzar to a wife. So besides the sugi, which is bad enough, but this is a special zehirus. Once in the Bachar Yeshiva, once he asked, I don't understand the cheshbon. If she's sensitive, it's her problem. Why is it my problem? He said, oh, you don't know Das Alikim, you don't know the Varishlam's attitude. The whole sugi of I know is they're sensitive and it's our problem. It's not their problem. He has a lot to learn, but that's the whole bit of varies with Soim Zulas. Now someone said, yeah, but but like the third of my wife, he would say it's not so bad. I said, let me tell you a Gemara. Now I'm not that old, but do you know who said this memra? La'olam, Ya'adam Zoy, V'Noas Ishtay, it's Rav. Do you know Rav's Shalom Bayis, or better yet, do you know Rav's lack of Shalom Bayis? Rav was the person that says in Yevon B'Samach Gimel, that was it. And maybe that's why he added La'olam Ya'adam Zoy V'Noas Ishtay. Right, so another shot there, and Yakov says a frightening word. But you know what? I'll say what I want to say today. Tomorrow, I'll ask him Mechila. La'olam, don't do that, because they might not hear tomorrow. The Torah says, B'chora Ati Eschem. You don't know what's going to be tomorrow. All this is frightening, but I think what we should hear is what the Yakov said. The person comes to be on the belt and he wants to schar for his mitzvahs, the first thing is, let me see how you treated your wife at home. If that was good in the house, then you're a real ba'al. Otherwise, you're an investor. You go do things for other people, and you get honored, you get credit, but at home, he gets used to it. The real test of godless is at home. When we have to be mechanech our wife or our children, there's a heter, but again, realize we're playing with fire. And I saw the chinuch writes, "Hamekel shel yitzayir b'yam elu yimtzachayim bracha v'kavod." Even when there's chiyuv to be mechanech our children, but do it gently. Again, the Yisrael I know applies to a child, to our own child, sometimes even more so, ben kaibel aviv. But when there's a chiyuv, there's a chiyuv. Now, a rebbe-talmid relationship, I'm not telling you what to do. My life, my children are the most important people on this universe. I'm not giving advice, I'm not telling you what to do. One thing I would say, that the rebbe-talmid relationship is very similar to a parent-child. The child, the Talmud looks to the Rebbe for support. The Rebbe has to like me, and the Rebbe thinks good of me. When the Rebbe will criticize the child, it's the same jeopardy of ben koivel la'aviv. Be careful to keep that shaykhus, that connection, because the child needs that security, that support that the Rebbe gives, and what we have to give. But I would say, like the Lashon of the chinuch, that school he gives, he'll find the right hatzlacha. Let me just be signed with one more, I guess, halacha l'maisa, which is really the Gemara. After Gemara develops the difference between Ona'as, between Ona'as Devorim and Ona'as Mammon. So Gemara says, Ona'as Devorim is bigger than Ona'as Mammon, for three things. Ona'as Devorim, it says, Yireisim L'kecha. Ona'as Devorim, it's also Zeh Begufoi, Zeh B'mamoinai. And Zeh ניתן להשבון, Zeh Lo ניתן להשבון. So everybody asks, what's the significance of these three? And what's the significance of being begufay? But also, what does it mean by ניתן להשבון? You heard someone, you could ask them, so I think the pshat of all is really the insight that I want to give over today. The Goyin in Mishnah Ches Taich the Pasuk Behein Yordu Chadri Botem. Words go deeply. Zot the Goyin ki adi bahara Ona'as Devorim. Words are more painful than being hit. Even though to us being hit is more serious, no. You hit someone, you hit his hand. That's it. But words go deeply, cut deeply. V'oid sha'akot yisrape, aval diba lo yisrape. You hit someone, it gets better. Words, he never heals. Oid the goyim teaching the sakana of Ona'as Devorim. Yesh boite kemat pirois chorev. L'shoinam cherev chada, says the pasuk in Tehillim. Words are a lethal weapon, nothing less. You label a person, interesting, it also you label him. It's mamish that. You identify him, you invalidate him, you are this, you are no good, you're selfish. You just hassle the whole man. It's a psul gavra. Labeling someone is hassling someone. You don't just hit his hand, you're touching him up. This is, Rabbi once saw a mother screaming at a 3-year-old, "You're a bad boy." And the boy burst out uncontrollably crying. Mom said, "You know what the shot is? If the mother says I'm a bad boy, I'm worth nothing." I was thinking, how about if a parent says something to an older boy, or a husband something to a wife, that's other pasul the ganze mensch. It's not just hitting, but it's hassling, and it's yoyed mamish deeply. The person goes to sleep thinking about that. He wakes up thinking about that. The Tashbis, one of the rishonim, asks in the Mishnah of his Gimel Yud Aleph, how could it be that ma'al mechaver is worse than Ritzicha? Here it's Ein Lechamabah. Here it is. So he says a few words that are precious. Ki ariga hi lefi shom. You kill someone, so it's painless. It's over. He goes to sleep thinking about what you said. He wakes up thinking about what you said. And I once saw this. I want to tell you. There was someone I know today he's a star mechanech, a born mechanech. And he told me he was never going to go into chinuch because when he was a young child, one of his rebbeim told him, "You're a koishi avona." And the words for some reason stuck to him, and he was convinced he's no good, and he never took a job in chinuch, even though he's a born mechanech. Someone found out about it and pushed him and found out the problem and told him it's wrong, and today he's a mechanech, a born mechanech. He would have missed his life calling because words that stuck and shoichet b'vaishasei la'olam. In the narrow world that we live in, there's that foolish statement, "Sticks and stone will break my bones, and names will never harm me." How foolish that is. Names will destroy me. Mothers be adloshin. You know what I would say to embassies? Names will never leave me. Words stick. Words don't go away. But the heter is, like we said, to think. To think before we speak. And Zokti Maramshif, that's the pshat. Here the Baruch says, "Don't stop with my child." That's that's hitting me. If we realize the oimek of Ona'as Devorim, or more importantly, we realize the importance of thinking, Chayesol needs a big Yeshua, as we know, as we heard. But if we want the Yeshua that we need, to be shown derech, will be zoicha arena of Yeshua Salikim, after the
can make the secret.
This is what we learned, the short summary we learned today about Hashem. We saw the Babas V'chaim, the Yad as we saw there are two different sukkim, two alharas, the possible visa, the Shemayim. First one is unforgiving, who is intolerant to this. We saw the sukkim in Parshas Mishpatim and also in Parshas Bahar. As we explained, sukkim is implicit even to Hashem Shemayim. Unless there's a chiyuv, don't check out the person. The biggest fear is when we cause start to another human being, and that approach with caution. But basically, the sugi is Amon v'Yosef is one pasuk, and Parshas Bahar is the second pasuk. For Kol Adam, some learn there's two lavim by any other person, but certainly by Amon v'Yosef there are two lavim. There's Shemayim, there's nefesh umlo that could be included. Inu ma'at, keeping another yid waiting is also because it's not an inu ma'at, it's a tsar. Lav dafka, a dibur, any ma'isa that causes pain is included in Ona'as, which means like the lashon vayuchol lama yu'ein koyach le'yozer. He can't. He's helpless. He's hopeless. Each of the deraisa, the eitzah is of yisham or chayis to think before we do something or say something. Thinking always gives us the right guidance what to do. There's no heter joking. It's not joking. It's destroying, if not worse. Is it possible Yahweh Yahweh and some hold halacha, but at least certainly in hashkafa, you have to realize that it should be easier. So you took away a shaykh's license for being a tzayir nadid. Ask someone a question or talk about a sunnah that he has no shaykhs is a form of ayah. Inquire about a person's private information is an avla, or requesting things that might cause a person to say no is also something that's wrong. Even L'Shem Shemayim, and do it properly. Gezel Sheina or driving avlois are included in Ona'as Devorim. I know, being a basic kisei dirty, leaving tish on the table, or talking about things that the other person doesn't have, about a father, about a job, about a child that's kosher. Anything that's hurtful has to be avoided in all situations. Not to keep a person waiting, being on time. It definitely applies to a kata. Don't give musk to someone else's child, that's not our business. Even for Elas, as we saw from Peniina, for a Yosem, under 20, there's a special law for an almana even after she remarried. And we should mention even one's own mother or mother-in-law or children is included in this general chiyuv almana v'Yosem when it's applicable. The yid is to be like the shchina and lay almana arnin to pray a Yiddish shahar, especially if you're saying the almanas. The special chayim of the tzar and isha, because the isha turns to her husband for comfort, but not that she's getting tsar from him. The special isha kaivelis levaila, that person could be, the wife would be an almana b'chaya baal. The parent-child relationship, the Talmud Rebbe relationship, means special zehiras, and most of all to realize that words are not retractable. You can't take back the words. That's what the chinuch, that's what the shita Mubeta said. You can't take it back. I have to mention that's what the Shita Taich, you can't take it back because the words remain. And erase lekecha means the Rishonim won't let this. Of course, has to be very careful. But Mida Taiva, some of the Sham Derech is Erenu B'Yesha L'Kir.